Hey everyone, this is Linda with Love Song Reiki, and I felt compelled to make a video today about this meme that I saw on Facebook, and it really resonated, so I figure someone needs to hear about it. So the saying on the image was, "I am not responsible for others. We are all under the law of our own consciousness." So I'm like, yeah, that is the truth. So let me ask you this. Do you really understand what that statement means? I am not responsible for others. We are all under the law of our own consciousness. So, do you talk about worrying about someone's life choices? Do you talk about trying to change someone's life choices? Do you talk about being angry about someone's life choices? Do you talk about being sad about someone's life choices? So here's what I would like to put forth to you, and I try to explain it on Facebook, but it's hard to do it when you're just writing. The concept I want you to try to understand is that none of that worry, your attempts to change people, the anger, the sadness actually changes their life choices, because their life is theirs. It is not yours. By keeping your focus on someone else's life choices, you're actually creating suffering for yourself, suffering in your own body. So what do I mean by this? If you are holding on to thoughts and emotions that do not feel good, about things you cannot control, then you're making yourself feel worse than you should. So rather than holding on to those things that are no longer in your control, you have to learn how to release them. When I was speaking with a client yesterday, she was talking about how she was so worried about someone in her life and about someone else in their life, and that she just was hoping for them to feel better and to have more peace or whatever, but that she was worried. So my proposal to her was, well, if you understand energy, which she does, and so many people do, it's that when you have an emotion, quantum physics has shown that we are entrained to each other, which means if we're thinking about a particular person and we're having an emotion about them, even if they're not feeling it on a conscious level, their soul, their subconscious is feeling that emotion. So if you're sending forth the emotion of anger, worry, fear, wanting them to change, that's what they're picking up on. If you can instead flip that to sending them love and compassion for their highest good, then their energy field will feel that. And we have to release expectation that if we send them this love and compassion, that it's going to change them, because that's really not why we're sending it. We're sending it to them. We're offering them these good vibes, because we just have this hope that they'll at some point live their highest and best life, but we can't hold on or be attached to an outcome because their life choice is their life choice. If you also believe this, some people don't, it's about reincarnation. When you're in spirit, getting ready to come back down here into this meat suit, we meet with our guides and with all the people in our lives who are going to be here on this planet, also incarnate, to help us learn whatever lessons it is that we choose before we come here to learn. So if someone has come here to learn what it's like to be a drug addict and to pass away from being a drug addict, then that's ultimately what's going to happen. That's what we call free will. It's that they made these choices before they even came into this planet, onto this planet, to have this certain experience in order to learn from a soul level. And then in their next incarnation, they can learn something else. Perhaps they're the parent of someone who has a drug addiction. The parent, maybe in a past life or in a future life, has been a drug addict or will be a drug addict, so they're learning what it feels like to be the one way, which is the parent of, and in another lifetime to be the actual person who's the addict. So it's not our place as human beings to ultimately determine how someone lives their lives. Now, before y'all get up in arms, I'm not saying that you don't work with your minor children, your young kids, to help them navigate our planet in a loving, compassionate, easy, responsible way. What I'm saying is when they're old enough to make choices and decisions, then that stuff's going to happen. And at some point, it will be out of your control as a human being to monitor them 1,000% of the time, to change whatever decisions they've made. You know, you can only hope that at some point you've been a little bug in their ear that says, oh, maybe you shouldn't do that. But the reality is, ultimately, their life choice is theirs. So you can send them love, you can send them compassion, without expectation, just for the highest good of them and for everyone involved. But allowing yourself, your body, your energy field to take on the feelings of anger, worry, fear, sadness, depression because of someone else's actions is not helping them. It's not. So I have had empathic friends say to me, oh my gosh, I feel everybody's emotions so much. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that you do. And then they say, and I try to, talk with them about why that's not particularly healthy. And their response is often, well, they need me to take on their energies because it's helping them. No, it's not. It does not help you to take on someone else's emotions, because the reality is you're not really taking it away from them. You're just adding it to yourself while they continue to feel what they're feeling, while they continue to do what you're doing. So you're continuing to hurt yourself while they're continuing to do the actions that are deep, dense, negative in their lives. You're not helping them by taking on those feelings. Instead, the helpful thing would be to send them love and compassion, would be to not worry for them. Yes, we're human. We're going to have those times when we worry. But then once you notice that you're in a state of worry, sadness, anger, wanting to change them, stepping back and saying, okay, I see where I'm at. It's not doing them any good. So what I'm going to do instead is just find peace within myself, take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, and just relax your body and send them love, peace, relaxation, some type of calming energy. Okay, so for instance, with the wars that are going on in our world right now, one individual person, unless we're an ascended master who's roaming the planet, doesn't have the ability right now to affect the outcome of war. We don't have the ability to change someone's suffering in a war zone. We don't have the ability to stop a war. But what we can do is send love and peace to the people who are experiencing these events, so that just somewhere in their body, they may know a moment of peace in their soul's energy. Again, it may not be conscious. They may not realize they're feeling it, but their body feels it. As an energy healer, this is what I firmly believe, that we are all energetically connected. So the energy and the emotions are energy in motion. So the energy that you're putting out is what others are feeling. So if you're sending them worry, that's going to make them more tense. If you're sending them anger, it's going to make them more tense and dig in their heels. If you're depressed, they're going to feel that depression and they're going to go, oh, why am I feeling so depressed? So I'm just going to urge you to remember that you are not responsible for others' life choices. You are not responsible for taking on their emotions into your body. You are only responsible for your own choices and your own emotions and how you feel. Yes, your emotions can impact the rest of the world. But ultimately, unless your emotions are steady, you're not going to help anybody else steady. So anyways, I know it's a tough lesson to hear, but it's the way energy works, in my honest opinion. And so I'm hoping that if you're hearing this, maybe it's a message that you needed to hear. If you know of someone who needs to hear this message, then please share this message with them. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. and I'll be glad to get back to you. So for now, bye y'all. Have a great day.